The apple has been around for thousands of years and it's still one of the most popular fruits ever. What people may not know is that right here in the Waterloo region there's something of a hub of apple activity, and that's due in good part to Martin's family fruit farm. I'm here with Steve Martin, one of the head honcho apple guys, I guess, out here. And we're going to learn a little bit about apples. Steve, how long has the apple farm been in existence here in Waterloo?
The apple, Martin started here as an apple farm in about 1970. We've obviously, the farm has been here much longer than that. It's been in our family since 1820, in fact, and certainly my great-great-grandparents planted apple trees here when they first moved into the area. That's apples have been growing in this area probably ever since then.
Well, from 100 trees or so, you've got how many now? There must be thousands and thousands.
Yeah, altogether throughout a number of different locations that we have in Ontario, the Leamington area and also the Port Burwell area. And then here, we have right around 700 acres at this point in time. How many trees that is, I don't know. I haven't counted
Too many to count
yet.
Now, this isn't just an orchard, this is a whole processing area as well. You take care of a lot of apples and put them in different forms and sell them in different places. It's a big, big facility. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, that is correct. Obviously, with that amount of acreage, and for the record, we also process and pack other growers' apples as well that don't have the marketing facilities that we do. Obviously, we don't market them all in September and October, and so what we do this time of year, while they're basically all picked in September and October except for a few early summer varieties, we're putting most of them into storage at this point in time, into what we call CA storage, our long-term storage. And we have most of our storage down in the Port Burwell area because that's where most of our acreage is. And what it is it's a simple, it's just like a regular fridge, a regular cooler, except much bigger than the average person's fridge at home. And we seal those rooms up totally airtight after they're full in the fall, bring the oxygen level down to between 2% and 4%, and that slows the ripening process down. Then as long as we keep those rooms airtight and closed and cold, the apple basically doesn't change until we open the room again. And then of course the ripening process starts right off from where it left off.
Now, for people that end up buying these at either the farmer's market or a store, let's take a Mac as an example. What are we looking for in an apple when we're picking apples up? What are we looking for? What are some of the qualities that you would recommend people look for?
If you're buying your apple in a supermarket, one of the ways you can tell whether an apple is fresh is look for a very good shine on it, a nice gloss. If it's starting to look a little bit dull, it probably means it's been sitting there for a little while. But if it's got a nice shine, a nice gloss like that, it means it's just been freshly put there, freshly washed. It's probably just been there. At a farmer's market, the apple may not have been washed, and so the shine isn't necessarily a big thing. But there, you know, just look for crispness. And I think there, the big thing is you can talk directly to the person you're buying from. You know, more than likely, if they're any kind of marketeer at all, they'll be offering you samples, letting you taste the different varieties, and they change from week to week depending on when they've come out of storage, how recently they've been picked, and all of those things really make a difference. And so if someone comes into our retail store here, for instance, or at the market, we let them taste the different kinds and we try to match up the person with the apple because everybody's different, people's tastes are different, their preferences are different, and we want people to have an apple that they're gonna take home and eat, not just look at.
Well, the apples are all here and ready to go. Steve, what are we looking for when we're picking apples?
What you're looking for is apples that got at least 35% red. That's the minimum that they need to be a #1 or a fancy grade apple. And remember that the red that you see, almost guaranteed the other side's gonna be green. So if you're gonna see a lot of green facing out here, probably that means you don't wanna pick it right now. We'll come back in 3 or 4 days and do another picking through and get it then, okay? But when you see a cluster like this and it looks fairly red, that's probably a good cluster pick. But remember, if you pick one, you probably want to pick those three together, because more than likely by taking one of those other, you're going to be loosening the others out, and by the time you come back in 3 or 4 days, they're going to have dropped. The other thing, and this is something my dad taught me, is that you handle them just like you would eggs, okay? Not because they break, but because they bruise, okay? And so the proper way to pick an apple is actually not to grab it by your fingertips, but to grab it by the palm of your hand and then gently lift upwards, okay, like that. Lifting up, and they come off very easily, and it's ready to go into your bucket. So, you want to give it a try?
I'll give it a try.
Okay.
What one do you recommend? I take this one. Looks like it's got.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
I would,
it was.
but I would, when you're doing it, I would get both your hands in there,
Okay.
because if you don't, these might, when you pull this one away,
All
there's
right.
a chance that these will let go. And
See,
so-
when you said 35%, I got a little scared because I didn't realize there was math involved with picking apples. Okay, so I got my palm on it here.
There we go.
And I want to just be careful and.
Yeah,
And lift it up,
upwards.
up it
there,
up,
we
so
go.
there we go.
Yeah,
Okay,
excellent.
there
Yeah,
we
you
go.
got
Does
it.
that look like a
okay.
pretty good one?
That will pass. But see, that's how you remember. Notice how red it looked out here, and
Yeah.
notice how much green there is there. It's all right. It'll pass, because between that and that, we've got a nice 35% there. But that's probably borderline.
Okay, and I guess we want to be very careful when we put it down in
That's
here too.
right,
Not that they're
exactly,
snacking
yeah.
into each other. Okay. Get this one.
Oh, we
was a bad
lost
one,
one.
right?
You don't normally see it, but he's an expert already. So, hey, you've done well.
Yes.
It looks good. You've got a nice full bucket there. How does it feel on your shoulders?
It feels comfortable. It's balanced, but it is getting a little bit heavy. Yep.
How, that was your first one. What if you were doing that from 7 this morning until 5 tonight? How would you feel then?
I'd feel like I was probably finished my apple picking career. Okay.
Yeah, but oh no, yeah, that's good, that's good.
I want to keep this
we
straight.
just about lost those. Okay, now he's gonna just very gently pull those up. That's the idea. You got it. You'll be a pro in a minute. And kind of walk this way a little bit, just very gently. Oh, you got it. And there you go.
Well, thank you, Steve Martin of Martin's Family Fruit Farm. I want to thank you for showing us the ropes here of picking apples and what it's all about. And if you could just direct me now to the apple pie.
I would love to do that. As you can see, I've had too many of those in my lifetime already, but I can see you can afford to have a few more, so that's great. Apples are a very versatile thing. They're good in a lot of ways, and we so much appreciate the community, the support that we've had over the years, how people have come out. There's nothing that makes me happier than seeing a family come out here and get out of the car. And I take this area for granted because I grew up in it, but they get out and they kind of breathe in the air, and the kids like run for the grass, and they just, can't, and even adults can't seem to get enough of just seeing the apples on the trees and so on. And we just enjoy sharing that part of our lives with people so much, and hope that other people can enjoy it as well.